Hi there, it's Nicola here and welcome to my channel, Forever Young Autobiographies. It's the place where we learn to write life stories for friends and family so that unique memories can live on. I'd love for you to subscribe and tune in next week for another video and hopefully like this one if you get some value out of it. This week we're talking about a case study, how a scientist has written his memoir for future generations. Now this is a really good one. It's all about Allan Bell, Dr. Allan Bell, who's a retired agricultural scientist. Now he wrote his memoir, which I've got a copy of here. There we go. And he wrote it a few years back, but he says he wanted to do this because he had regrets himself of not recording his grandparents' and parents' stories before they passed. So he didn't want his own children and grandchildren to have similar kind of thoughts. So he's written it all down, and he had an interesting twist to this one. The preface was written by his avid historian wife, Gay, so a bit of a joint project happening there. Now I caught up with Allan and he gave us a few points to keep in mind for our own writing, and he goes into a little bit of detail about how he wrote his memoir. Now all of this is on my website, foreveryoungautobiographies.com, so I'm just going to give an abridged version of that article here. But the first point that Allan wanted to bring up was what his memoir was about and what the reaction he got from it. Now, Allan's my uncle, so I can say I've read this. It's very interesting. I found out many things about him that I did not know over decades, didn't have a clue, did not know. So it was very well received by family and friends. And Allan says not so much by his grandchildren yet or others, but that's something that they'll probably grow into. Now, the memoir itself is done chronologically, so it details his career and also geographical places that he's lived. So personal and career sort of driven there, but it is chronological. So the interesting part is at the beginning, he's got some history about each of his grandparents' families. Now Gay was instrumental in helping write this. So very interesting. So that's a little bit about what the memoir's about. Now, when did he do it and how did he do it? Now, Allan said he didn't do any interviews or too much planning. The only thing that really he did have to work hard on, or which Gay worked hard on, was rounding up documents and records from Australia and the UK, which went into the historical section. So that was quite a bit of work, but he managed to do that. He also says he managed to write the first draft in 4 months, which I think is an amazing effort. In Allan's academic background, he's worked in universities in America and Australia with postgraduate students, so he does have a writing background. But still, I think for anyone, 4 months is a great effort. So well done, Allan. Now, the other points he brought up were the challenges and the rewards that went into writing this project. Now, he says the first major problem or challenge was verifying all these family stories, these anecdotes that had been kicking around for decades. That was a challenge. So Gay, of course, roped into that one and verifying through historical records these anecdotes and stories was immensely satisfying. So that was a real highlight. He also said that immortalising or writing about fellow family or colleagues or friends about the funny stories that they'd had together, that was really satisfying, getting that down so others could share and have a laugh and learn about their personalities. But of course, the biggest reward, he says, was actually getting the printed copy in his hot little hands. And you can see, quite a bit of work's gone into this one, and I'll flick through it there. We've got some scattered pictures and maps and that kind of thing. So yeah, actually the hard copy, he has got digital copies, but hard copy immensely satisfying. Now, finally, to round up this video, Allan gave us some tips to fellow memoir writers. Now he says, the biggest one is you've just got to go for it. He said, just jump in there, give it a go. Read up other sources, have a look at my website for tips and tricks on how to get started. And I think his biggest takeaway, now this is coming from an academic, someone in high up in university circles, he says that some of the best examples of writing that he's read are from people who've just had up to high school English education. So there you have it, coming from, someone well known. You just got to make a start, get help, and just keep writing. So that's Allan's takeaways for today. It should hopefully inspire and motivate you to start your own memoir. And if you'd like to read more about this and see some other examples, head over to my website, which is foreveryoungautobiographies.com. Now over there you'll find some other articles, but you can also, I'll leave a link down below, sign up for some free training I have, which is the first step in starting a memoir like Allan's. And that's to sort of brainstorm and come up with your basic structure outline for your books and for your book chapters. So make sure you look down below for that bonus for viewers, and it is also available on my website. If you've got any writing challenges, also put those down below and I'll be happy to reply and help you on your writing way. So thanks for watching this week. If you got some value out of it, please tune in again next week, subscribe and like this video. That would be fantastic. So until next week, thanks for watching and happy writing.